Okay guys, so today we are going to show you how you can build a custom loop skin for your WooCommerce products, and you'll end up with a beautiful shop page like this one here, with a very trendy page header and a faint pattern as a background, and then your products will be displayed like that, with trendy, vibrant colors and a very nice add to cart button with a smooth effect as well. And now look at those products here. When you hover on top of them, they jump at you. And if you move the mouse cursor, they'll even rotate sideways. It's almost like holding them in your hands. And then we'll add those labels here that say hot sale and star reviews as well to help your visitors make an informed decision. Now let's be honest, how cool is that? Well, hello guys, my name is Dave from the Plus add-ons for Elementor. Now don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel as we upload Elementor videos each week, which will make you an Elementor master in no time. And also, please feel free to share this with your Facebook communities and maybe all of your friends so that they can all learn about Elementor as well. Very good, so let's get started. Welcome to our WordPress dashboard. So first, let's have a look at the essential plugins for this project. So as you can see, we need Elementor and Elementor Pro as well, because we're going to fetch dynamic content. We need the Plus add-ons for Elementor along with the Plus add-ons for Elementor Pro. So these are our essentials. And also we're going to install advanced custom fields because we need to create custom fields for our front end. So as you can see here in the front end, we have our background color here, which is different for each product. And we also have our star rating. So now let's take care of this and let's create our custom field. And for this, we're going to scroll down our menu section here and we're going to go to the custom fields section. So let's click on this together and let's add a new group. So let's give it a name. So for instance, Woo Extra Fields. And now we can add our fields. So there'll be two fields. One is for the background color and one for the star rating. So let's create the first one together. And for this, we're going to click on this button here, Add Fields. And let's give it a name. So the first one is going to be our product theme color. So there you go. And as you can see, the field name will be filled in automatically as well, but you can always rename it based on your own requirements. So let's call this one product color. And then we need to select the field type. So this is a color picker, obviously, So we scroll down the options here and we have it here, color picker. Very good. And then you can make it mandatory. You can set the default values, but we're going to leave it as is for now, okay? And then we can add our second field, and this one is for the star rating. So let's call this rating, and normally the field name should be rating as well. And this one is going to be a number. And now we need to select the location. So this is a post tab equal to, and we need to select product here. This is very important. This will show up in the product section. So that's it. And now we can save. And that's basically it. That's just done for the custom fields now. So just to be sure, let's go back to our main section, custom fields. So there it is. And now that we have our custom fields, we can start creating our products as well. So we go to the product section now and create a new product. So we already have a few products uploaded here, but I'm going to show you how to do this from scratch. So let's add a new one together here. Nike Float W5. And now if you scroll down the page, you will see we have those two extra fields. So Woo extra fields, those two we just created. So we can select a background color and also add our own rating. So for the color, let's click on this and let's select a blue shade. So let's go ahead with maybe a bright blue, a vibrant blue, maybe this color here, okay? And then we can add our rating. So you can use those arrows here or just type it manually yourself. Very good. And now very important as well, make sure that you select the category here. So this should be in the Nike shoes. Very, very important indeed. So we add the price, let's say $400, and then we can add our image. So let's set up our product image here. As you can see, we've uploaded a few images already. So let's click on this one. Now for best results, ideally you want to upload an image that has a clear background and all of them oriented in the same direction. This is for best results, obviously, So we can add our image now, and that's basically it. That's all we need. And now we can publish and save our product. Okay, so next, let's create our page, our shop page, and let's include our custom loop as well that will display all our products. So for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard, we go to pages, and let's add a new one. So let's call this one My Shop Page, so we can publish, and now we can edit with Elementor. And then we can start creating our page. So as you can see, we have the header section here on top. So let's get started with this one. So we add a section here. So for our settings here, the content type will be boxed, column gap default, and the height, we're going to set this to a minimum of 300 pixels, just like this. So make sure it is pixels, and the column position middle. So whatever we're going to add into it, so our title will be centered fully in the middle. So then we go into advanced, click unlink, and we're going to add a bit of breathing space on top, so maybe 50 pixels. And now let's add our heading. So we go back to our section here. Let's drag and drop it here. So this one will be My Shop Page. Okay, so this is what we had here. So let's change this to reflect our demo. So we go to style, we can change the color. So let's select a dark gray, not too black, you know, but maybe enough black like this. It'll be just about perfect. And now we're going to change our font as well. So there's a lovely font here that we found. It's called Epilogue. There it is. So let's change the size. I think we can try maybe 65, maybe 70. There you go, perfect. And the thickness, I think 600 is perfect. Now, obviously, we want to center this. So we go back to our content here. Let's select center. And now let's add our background color. So as you can see, we have a yellowish color here, rounded edges, and also a pattern in the background. So let's take care of this. So for this, we click back on our column this time. So make sure you click on the column. So we go to style. And let's add a color. So you can see you can add a background color here. So let's select our color itself. So it is a yellowish color. And now we're going to add a background overlay. So this is the pattern that we have in the background. Okay, so background overlay. And to add this, we need to click on the paintbrush here. And now we can add an image. So let's add this image here. So we've uploaded it already. As you can see, this is a PNG file again with a clear background. So make sure you select such an image. Insert, there it is now. So it is already displaying in the background, as you can see. Now we need to extend this to the full height of our section here. So we go to advanced and we're going to add a little bit of padding. So we can unlink this. So let's put 150 on top, 150 at the bottom, and let's add 20 to the left and 20 to the right. As you can see, the pattern here in the background is too prominent, so we need to add a bit more contrast. So we go back to style here, background overlay, and we can change the opacity. So as you can see, you can go from 0 to 1. So 1 is fully opaque, and then 0 is clear altogether. So let's try something maybe like 0.3. This is perfect. And as you can see, all these icons are slightly too big. So what we can do is to actually resize this. So we go to custom here, and we're going to resize that a little bit. Let's say maybe something around maybe 40. I'd say maybe 39. Yes, there you go. Now it is perfect here. As you can see, we have the same contrast as we had on our demo here. And now let's add some rounded edges like we had here. So this would be right here, the border. As you can see, you can add a border radius. So let's add 30. There you go. That's the same radius as we had here. And just to be on the safe side, let's have a quick preview, okay? And there you go. As you can see, this is the exact same as our demo. So this is step number 1 taken care of. So let's go back to our page and let's insert our products. So we're going to create a new section, full width, and we're going to add a new widget. So this one is called Woo Product Listing. There it is. And again, it is from the plus add-on. So drag and drop it. And there you go. As you can see, by default, it will display all the products, and this is the default layout. So now we need to tweak this around to look like this. So how can we do this? Well, very simply. So first, let's go ahead with our initial settings. So let's make sure that we only display the Nike shoes here, because as you can see, we have all these different t-shirts, etc., etc. So we go to content source first and make sure that we select our Nike shoes category. So there it is. So now that's all we have on our page. And now we're going to customize our layout. And then from our content for the layout, we're going to select our own style. So this is going to be a custom skin. And as you can see, we can select a template here. So we don't have any template at the moment. So what we're going to do, we're going to update this page and save our work. And now we're going to create our template. So exactly like those ones here. So let's go ahead with that. So for this, we're going to use Elementor. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard. And as you can see underneath Elementor, you can create your own templates. And this is what we're going to do. So click on templates, add new. And now we're going to create our new section. So from our drop-down menu, we select section and let's give it a name. So product loop, and then create template. So we can close this window here altogether because we're going to create it from scratch. And then we're going to add our main section. So click plus, one main section here. That's the full width. That's the one. So now we need to insert our background color. So this is a widget. So for this one, we're going to look for raw background. This is the one again. This is from the plus add-on. So drag and drop. And now we can configure this. So we're going to select our options. So this is going to be a solid color. And where do we get this color from? So basically from here, we're going to click on this item here. And this is a dynamic data that we're going to fetch. Okay, so this is one of those custom fields that we created earlier on. So click on the dynamic tag. And as you can see, we have the option here to select ACF color picker. So click on this. And that's basically it. Now it will automatically fetch that information and add this as our background color. So let's go back to our demo now. And as you can see, these have rounded edges, but as part of this widget, there is no styling feature. So we can do this manually simply by adding custom CSS. So let's do this together. So the section we're going to work on is the PT plus row settings, and we're going to set a border radius of 30 pixels. Okay, just like this. And that's basically it for this section now. So our background will display with rounded edges. So after this, we have the hot sale. So let's add this together. So for this, we're going to use the heading. So drag and drop. Very good. So now we can put our title here. So let's add it here. So hot sale. And as you can see, we are using an emoji in our title. So this is allowed as well. It looks very nice and eye-catching as well. So now we need to stylize this a little bit. So we're going to go to style and let's change our font size. So we're going to keep Roboto and let's make it a bit smaller, maybe 14. So we are going to change the font color to white as well, but let's keep it like this for now because we need to add our background first. Otherwise we won't see anything. So right here in the layout section, we're going to add a padding all around of 10 pixels. And we're going to add a background as well. So I'm going to add a background color, again, maybe a dark gray. Like this, and then rounded edges again. So we go here, border radius, let's add maybe 10. No, that's maybe too much, maybe 5. There you go. And then we need to make this smaller as well. So we go back to layout, and this time we're going to select the width, and this one will be inline. There you go. So we're going to need to position this now. Okay, so we're going to select here, the position will be absolute. And now we need to offset this slightly. So we're going to try maybe -20 here. Perfect, yeah. And here maybe 20. Let's try. Yeah, maybe a bit more, maybe 25. There you go. That's perfect now. So this is exactly where it should be. And then one last thing, make sure that we change the font color this time. So we go back here, text color, and let's select white. And there you go. This is the exact same as our demo here, okay? And next step is to add our image. So let's go to our widget, and this one is called Creative Image. Again, this is from the plus add-ons. There it is. So drag and drop just underneath. So first we need to insert our image. So we're going to fetch this dynamically again. So as you can see with the dynamic tags, click on this. And now in our options here, we go to WooCommerce and we're going to select the product image. So let's insert. Very good. And now we need to add our 3D parallax. So the same way we have on our demo page, as you can see, it moves as we hover on top. So let's reproduce this here. So we go to style and it's right here, tilt 3D parallax. Click on this. And now we can customize this. So let's click on the pencil here. So we have 20, 400 and the scale. So this is once you click on it, it's going to pop out of the window on the screen almost towards you, you know. So the higher the number, the bigger it becomes. So let's say 1.2 perhaps would be a happy medium, okay? And then the speed, we're going to slow this down a little bit, maybe down to 110. There you go. So that means that if you hover on top now, you will see the animation here. So this is basically it, you know. So we have a square here representing where our image would be, but this is basically how it will behave now. So this is perfect. So what we need now is to add a bit of spacing on top and bottom. So let's do this. We go to advanced and we add a little bit of padding, obviously, So let's add 100 on top and 50 at the bottom. There you go. So this is fine now, okay? So what we need to add now is our add to cart button. So let's go ahead with this. And for this, we're going to select another widget from the plus add-ons that's called advanced button. So this is the one here. So drag and drop. Very good. And as you can see, you can select the type. So this is a CTA button, so call to action button. The style, we're going to select style 2 for this one. And for our text button, we're going to put add to cart. And now we're going to link this dynamically to our WooCommerce page. So again, we're going to use the dynamic tags. Scroll down the page. And here you have the option to select WooCommerce add to cart. So this is the one that we need now. There you go. And we're nearly there now. We're going to set the alignment. So this has to be centered, bang on in the middle. And for the style, we're going to select a color as well. So the text color, as you can see, is a bit faded at the moment. So let's go ahead with the dark gray like we had before. For our font size, we're going to select the same we selected before. So this one is called Epilogue. There it is. And we're going to set the size to perhaps 20. Okay, this is fine, yes. Perfect. So next, what do we have? We need to add our product name, the star rating, and the price as well. So let's add an additional section now. And let's select a 2-column one. So first, let's add the product name. So we're going to add a heading for this right there. Very good. And again, we're going to fetch this dynamically. So we're going to click on dynamic tags, scroll down all the options. And as you can see, you have WooCommerce, and this is the product title. And now we can customize the outcome. So let's go to style. Again, we're going to select our dark shade of gray. And then we can select the typography. So again, we're going to select Epilogue. Very good. And the size, let's say probably 20, and the weight 600 will be perfect. Now underneath, we're going to add our star rating. So here in the search box, look for star. This is the one here. So drag and drop just underneath. Very good. So the scale will be 0 to 5. And the star rating, again, we're going to fetch that dynamically. So click on this. And as you can see, you have the ACF number field. This is the one that we need. And now we can customize this a little bit as well, make it more personalized. So we're going to keep font awesome for this. And as you can see, you can select solid or outline. We're going to select solid. And for the style, we're going to set this here to 20 and this one to 7. And the color, again, we're going to select our dark gray. There you go. And for the unmarked, maybe a lighter shade of gray, maybe about this shade here. That would be perfect, okay? And then now our price will go in this section here. So again, this is a heading. So drag and drop. So from here, again, this is dynamic content. Let's click on this, scroll down the page. And the WooCommerce section, we're going to select the price, so product price. So we need to align this to the right. So it'll be showing on this side, okay? And then for the style, we're going to change the color again. So dark gray. And then for the typography, this time we're going to select again Epilogue. Very good. And for the font size, let's go for 30 maybe, okay? And that's basically it for our layout. So there's one last thing we need to do is to link the whole wrapper here to the actual page, the product page, okay? So what we can do is to click on the column here, just like this. We go to advanced, scroll down the page. And as you can see, you have the plus extra wrapper link. So click on this. Now we're going to enable this. And now we're going to add the link to our product. So again, this is dynamic content. So click on the dynamic tags. And from here, we're going to select post URL. So click on this. And now wherever you're going to click on this section, it will link back to the product itself. So that's basically it for our template. So now we can save, click update. And now we can go back to our Elementor shop page. And let's pick it up where we left it. As you can see, we have a message here that says select a template. And now that our template is created, we can go ahead with this. So it's called product loop. There you go. And as you can see, immediately our product are displaying on our page. It reflects the exact same template that we created. As you can see, it looks great already. Now, obviously, we only want 2 per row. So this is what we're going to do now. So for this, we go to column manage and we're going to set it to 2 on all devices. Okay, there you go. Very good. And now obviously these are taking up the whole width. So we don't want that. We want to add a bit of spacing on each side. So let's go ahead with this. So instead of 15, we're going to increase that to 30. And now what we're going to do, we're going to edit our column itself. Click on this. We go to advanced and we're going to add 200 pixels on the right hand side and 200 pixels on the left hand side. And there you go. That looks very similar to our demo page. Now, as you can see, the first two products here are overlapping on top of our header section. So let's do this as well. So again, we're going to click on our Woo product listing, advanced, and right here on top, we're going to add a negative margin of -100. Oops, -100, not 1000. And there you go, guys. This is basically how you can design such a beautiful shop page. So let's click update and let's have a quick preview. And there it is. Isn't that phenomenal? It looks absolutely beautiful. As you can see, customized background color based on each product, including the star rating here. You have a beautiful 3D products effect. And if you hover on top, it's exactly as if you were holding it in your own hand, and a very trendy add to cart button just underneath. So your customers can easily add this to cart and purchase such an item. So there you go, guys. This is how you can build your own very trendy shop page and stand out from the crowd. Now we are open to your suggestions, and if your favorite feature is missing, then feel free to add it to our roadmap so that we can hear about your great ideas. So for this, simply go to roadmap.theplusaddons.com, and from there you can submit your suggestions. And we'd like to thank you in advance for your help and support. Again, if you liked and learned something new in this video, then feel free to share with your friends in your Facebook communities, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so that YouTube knows that you liked this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in our next video.